Hi Julie Jules Cruise Companion. Today I sit here with my cruise scarf with this iconic image in the background, the coat hanger, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, because I am going on Carnival Splendor for a 10-night cruise to the Pacific Islands. One of my challenges is going to be, I have actually been keto carnivore now for about 140 days, 148 days. So I went on a Pacific P&O, Pacific Explorer cruise recently on a 3-night cruise, and that went pretty okay being carnivore. I could be strictly carnivore. My intermittent fasting, I would get to about 10 or 11. It was only 3 nights, so it really didn't interfere with me too much. But because this one's going to be 10 nights, it's going to be a little bit different. So this is what is going to happen. The images that will follow on the other side of my logo will be what happens for my 10-night Pacific Island cruise on Carnival Splendor, attempting to be as carnivore as I can. Attempted to lay out the photos in breakfast, lunch, entree and main. So for breakfast it wasn't too bad because the buffet had the capacity for choosing what you wanted. When it came to the formal brunch in the main dining room, there was a steak and egg, but the steak, once you remove the egg from it, was a pretty small piece of meat. And there's a meal called the Voyager Burger, so I just asked for the patty, the provolone cheese and the bacon with the egg, and that came out pretty reasonably. Heading into the lunch menu, I am not a seafood person, but if you were, there are seafood options available for an additional fee. There was like a pie and sausage station. So what I did with that was just chose the pie and then ate the centre and then just discarded the pie crust. There is the Guy's burger stand. So all I did was get the burger, which I think was the piggy, and then just ate the meat, the bacon and the cheese from that. I guess you could call that a deconstructed burger because I just ate the portions that I wanted. I could have asked without sauce, but I was too slow on this occasion. There is an Indian section at the back of the boat called the Masala Tiger, and that often had a chicken or a pork option that you just chose. Coming into the entrees, which were fairly bite-sized, if they were breaded, I sometimes just ate it. If it was too small for me to take the breading away, which I attempted to do with this chicken tender. Having the meatball wasn't a problem because you just ate that without eating the semolina on the bottom, and the kofta was a similar issue. I just didn't eat the couscous. When it came to the pork slider, I just took the pulled pork off it. On one night I ordered the prawns and then the steak, so I just took the 4 prawns off the first dish and put it with the steak. So I had my own surf and turf. Each night had a different cut of meat that I would try, and then other times there was pork medallions, but I couldn't ask without the jus at this time. The brisket came and it was 1 very small and 2 very dry, but I just did not eat the vegetables. There was a section called the Old Barbecue on deck 10. It was only open limited hours, like 2:30 to 5 or something of that nature. I only got to eat there once or twice, and it was the most miserable food. The beef was fatty and the other sections were just dry and manky. It wasn't pleasant at all. When it came to the beef and Yorkshire pud, I couldn't go past the Yorkshire pudding and the gravy just because I'm a traditionalist like that. On the Mexican night, the pork spare ribs had 3 ribs in a kind of plum sauce. Unfortunately, all I can seem to reflect on when I look back at all these photos is often the meat just looked like poop on a plate. Just varying shades of interesting. I did do a cultural shore excursion where there was a small meal involved with the bunya, so I just ate a little bit of the chicken once it had been removed from the yam and sweet potato by the ladies in Lifu, New Caledonia. Now you have to understand that that is not all of the food that I ate over the course of the cruise. It was just an example of the types of food that were available. So I go back to reflecting on, can you be carnivore on a cruise ship? Yes, you can moderately be carnivore on a cruise ship, but you have to be cognizant of the jus, and you have no control over the oil that things are cooked in. So you can't be pedantic about what is on offer. Some days there could be several different options for you to choose. Other times there may only be one option, unless you just want to drop your whole carnivore for the day. I can say that I have consumed enough carbs to know that my back, my arthritis, my knees are a little inflamed. So I am actually craving to get home so that I can cook and just choose the items that I want to cook it in the tallow and beef fat and lard that I have been cooking in over the last 3 months. Can you be carnivore on a cruise ship? Yes, you kind of can, but you're not going to be as clean as you want, and your body will remind you that you are not eating clean. This is Julie Jules, Cruise Companion, saying stay safe, everybody, and happy travels.